Today we're diving into a topic that's super relevant to a lot of people and it's quite trending. This idea of saying no to anything and everything, right? No. I want to push back a little on that and really want to help you feel a little bit more empowered as to why we say yes to things and how we go about it. And of course, like most things, I think it's a little bit of a balance, but though I really like to shift this video is going to be sharing with you 4 key things as to why saying yes is important. But also another element of this video is looking at the chapters of your life or sections of your life as an opportunity of saying when to say yes, or what I like to consider the yes years, and the other portion of it being of your later years being more of a opportunities to say no and not necessarily a blanket statement of no. So it's about finding that balance between saying yes and saying no. So with that, let's jump in. So when we're in college or you're just starting out in your career, there is an immense power in the word yes. And the reasons why really breaks down to 4 key things. Number 1, opportunities. Saying yes can open doors to new experiences, skills, and connections. It's a way to explore and discover what you genuinely enjoy. With that, you're also able to meet newer people who are in your spaces or adjacent to your spaces, which can, in the lifetime of your career, be opportunities to expand your business, to work with them, or even help those individuals. And I think that value is something that is often overlooked in that pursuit of hanging out and meeting new people. Second, growth. Pushing ourselves out of our comfort zones by saying yes can often lead to the most growth. It's something we're all common to hear. But another thing that's really important is after you have kind of gone through college or starting your career, there is a moment of, I don't want to say stagnation, but there's this moment of where how you see things and how you think about problems becomes kind of monotone, becomes the same way.
Yes, monotonous. Don't ruin this.
Of approaching problems. And this is a very general statement here, but being able to go explore different places or meet new people from different backgrounds allows you to start thinking about things a little bit differently, which really allows you to grow in different ways that maybe your normal environment doesn't necessarily adhere to or cultivate. Third, flexibility. So when you're not tied down to a particular path or idea, being flexible and adaptable is a massive asset, an asset that you may not always have on your advantage. And saying yes more often can help you cultivate that. And lastly, for empowering others. This one I think is way often overlooked. Especially as an entrepreneur, you are by default a leader. And by saying yes, you're also empowering those around you. Whether you accept the challenges or take on roles, it often gives others the confidence to do the same. See, your affirmative action can inspire peers, your team members, and even your leaders to explore newer horizons and stretch their boundaries. Now, of course, saying yes isn't something is overlooked as a really easy thing to do, but making it mindful, that practice is really where that skill set comes in. Now, what I really like to shift towards is the yes years and the no years. I like to think of yes years as pretty much anything after high school to maybe your first few years of your early professional career. So let's say 4 years after college. And then your optional no years really become after those 4 years of your professional career. Let me break this down for you. So in general, if you're young or if you're my age currently, there is a decent problem of meeting new people. It is very difficult to meet and find new people to hang out with, to become really close friends with. The only route really becomes mutual friends. So when you're a proper adult, I should say in air quotes, it's way more difficult to find clubs or hangouts or natural areas to bump into people, that general friction that is outside of your workspace environment. When you're younger, when you're in college and when you're just starting off your career, you have way more energy, you have way more opportunities to collide and meet with new people. And I think that's why it's critical to say yes to those opportunities, because the people that you meet in those variety of spaces are going to be often, more than often, going to be the people that you really stick around with for the rest of your life. And so if you really pitch out a really big net and take the opportunity to meet many people and build those connections and deepen them much as you can in your earlier years of your early 20s and mid 20s, you'll be doing yourself a huge favor, because in the next portion of your life, when you're in that career element, meeting new people will be very difficult. And a lot of these friends are going to be, and trust me, I'm going through this right now. A lot of these friends are wanting to go on trips, wanting to go hang out, wanting to go plenty and do things, but they've also started their career. They've also started pursuing their goals and doing these different things and learning new things, right? That maybe you're not learning about, but maybe you have a curious mindset on. And that's really when you get flooded with opportunities to go on trips, to go on bachelor parties, to go on weddings, and all these things. And that's when you really need to think about when to say no and when to say yes. Now, of course, a lot of these people may not align with you in the same way. Everyone changes, and it's good to change. But it's important for you to honor how you've changed. It is the direction that they're going the same as the direction that you're going. And that's when it's important to know the art of saying no. Now, while saying yes is beneficial, it's equally essential to master the art of saying no. Overcommitting can lead to burnout, stress, and decrease your quality of life, and of course, decrease the quality of your work. Some tips I'll share with you right now in terms of saying no is very, very simple. One is know your limits. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to know if you've gone 3 weeks or 4 weeks of traveling and you need some moment to pause, take some time to pause and express that to whatever event, whatever thing that's happening, and letting them know, right? Don't ghost, be a bit more mature. Share that with them, like, hey, I'm burnt out. I can't do it no more. I need to relax.
Siri, I need to relax.
You can do that. Secondly, prioritize your well-being. This really feeds on to the previous point, right? If something feels too overwhelming, it might be a sign to take a step back. If they're going on a really big trip that's a week or 2 weeks long, or if it's far away and you're already exhausted from a whole bunch of other things and you know you're not fully excited, you're not fully in, do yourself a favor of not going, right? Because it's important to relax. And again, those opportunities will come again, because the hard part of building your social circle has already been done. It's already been done in the last 6-7 years ago, prior to this moment, right? In college, in your early career, those 8 years is where you're doing all that building, right? Those opportunities will keep coming back. And the great thing is, when you're feeling like you want to go on a trip or do those things, you can help organize that. You can help become a
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
opportunity for someone else to say yes to or say no to. And I think having that mindset is way more freeing, especially when it comes to saying no. It's not a no forever. It's just cracking the door slightly open versus keeping it closed. And lastly, 3, always be respectful. A no can be polite and firm at the same time. And no, all these opportunities to hang out and do things, whatever it may be, are coming generally from a place of kindness and remembrance of wanting you to be there. So showing the same level of respect is very important. Balance. So how do we strike this balance between these two powerful words, yes and no? Well, one is self-awareness. Constantly check in with yourself. Are you saying yes out of excitement or out of fear of just missing out, just because of that element? FOMO needs to, I was gonna say YOLO, but like go. Like
Go.
just because you're gonna miss out on what? You know, miss out on what? Like, what are you gonna miss out on? Like, you will experience something better elsewhere. It'll happen. Opportunities happen, okay? Secondly, or third, I forget, value your time. Remember, time is our most limited resource. Ensure that what you're saying yes to really aligns with your goals and what really brings value to your life. Third, remember now, seek advice. Sometimes bigger commitments, such as ones that take a week or 2 weeks, right? Talk to your mentors, talk to your friends, your colleagues, because they're generally more aware of your goals and the direction that you're trying to go, and they can probably give you a better perspective without the emotion of FOMO, right? So having that conversation with them gives you a really honest baseline and gives you a perspective that can provide that clarity. Now, of course, don't go asking people, their feedback on something like, if you should get a Whopper Junior or a Whopper, but more so on the things that do involve a higher level of time commitment. Will this help me stay on track, right? And be okay with walking away. I like that. Be okay with walking away. Okay, Remember, in our early years, to close off, right? In our early years, it's all about exploration and growth. While it's okay to dive into opportunities, whether you're an entrepreneur or whatnot, with an open heart, it's equally vital to know when to pull back. And finding a balance is key. And trust your journey, and everything will fall into place. I highly encourage you all to watch the video from last week because lower quality production, but the messaging is very simple. It's that being an entrepreneur or just in general, traveling and saying yes to things can be powerful in so many ways. So definitely check that out. But of course, like and subscribe and all that. But until next week, peace.